All right. Recent events have came abundantly clear, and let me go ahead and get this one going. I think it's this one. There we go. Recent events have made it abundantly clear that something is now going bad at Microsoft, and it was just confirmed right now that Microsoft just laid off 10,000 employees. We're talking about a massive amount of employees just been laid off. So let me go ahead and start putting some kind of music and along with other things going on because this is not looking good at all. So I'm just shocked as you are as the recent events that just came clear on the news today that Microsoft is literally just let going all of its most of its actually employees, and this affected 343 Industries, which now we're looking at Halo Infinite as an incomplete product that you don't know the future of what's now the current state, and since it still needs help, and now that this happened, there might not be a future for this game. And since 343's doing taking a rough time trying to figure out what's gonna go for next on their industry, it's just right now not looking good. So let's go into what I just recently witnessed and what I just saw in my own eyes, because this is really insanely, like, everything about this has just gone mad. So this is what I projected from now and recently going on, and this just happened like 4 hours ago. Go ahead and connected it. Right now, 10,000 has been laid off, and we could see so far the current person leaving 343 to rejoin Xbox Publishing. That's what's happening. But for the rest of them, though, most of them had their dedicated lives just making money, trying to help with this game, and just to have them let go is just not looking good. Really not. I'm shocked as you are, because as everything has been stated, how much games and stuff they've been doing, because I'm going to be analyzing everything that's just going through. So far, it's not looking good. It isn't. And they actually did a lot of work for the writing and the developing on most of the teams, and just for all this to be impacted from Microsoft's layoff is really a blow to not just Bethesda but 343 as mostly. I'm really like scared for Infinite right now, because at its current state it's not at its best, and this now going on, I don't think they're going to continue making any more progress as of right now, besides maybe if they did made them already, and that's if they did that. So far things are just not looking good. And then here's another blog. Microsoft just shatters 10,000 jobs, including at Xbox and Halo Studios. Oh my gosh. You cannot believe the thing that's happening right now, as Jimmy Pablo myself is confused at the same time. Something is up now, because the Bethesda has been there at quite some time, and for them to get hit as well, just it blows my mind. And since they're still fighting the battles with acquiring Activision and Blizzard, this is gonna be really rough for Microsoft right now as we speak. But this is just came through. According to at least 870 positions in Microsoft have been cut. Microsoft CEO said that they expect they notified affected employees today, and plans to finish laying off the full of 10,000 by Q3 of this year. Goodness, this is not good. This is really, really bad. Here's another one that states their layoff today, not only with 10,000 cuts, but less than 5% of the total workforce. Not to mention so much of the support of the teams that focus on just being creative in these games impacted by their layoffs. And goodness, this is really not. I mean, you could search it up yourself if you want to read the most of the old thing, because I'm analyzing everything that I'm processing. It's really not at its great state right now. You couldn't believe the situation that's really at its downfall right now. And then, since they're laying off after the company announced its plan to buy Activision Blizzard for $17 billion, the deal hasn't been smooth. FTC, of course, opposed the acquisition. Players aren't happy about either. Some players are not happy either. One group wants to sue. Of course, we know that. But this shocks me. As I read the article, I'm not in a... What's the way to say this? I'm really like in a complete stung moment at this time with what's I'm seeing in front of me. Now let me go ahead and close this up so I can talk more with you in the community here. This has got to be one of the devastating blowouts that I've ever seen, especially that all this that's currently going on and the stuff that I'm witnessing. This really blows my mind to see what is really going on behind the scenes. Not to mention that I didn't know exactly how or why, but here's what I do know. That after their layoff, we're not going to see any good progress happening to Halo Infinite anytime soon, and I think they might end up canceling most of their plans. This just shocks me to see how this actually happened. So far in Twitter, there's been 10,000 headcounts got filled by Microsoft, and most of them been interviewed within an hour. But then after, of course, all these people just been cut almost 5%. I can't believe this. I just can't. But another person actually said for here that they're celebrating 10,000 of their lost, of the people they're going to be cutting on their jobs. And Microsoft's just impacted today. I can't say anything else. This is really sad. It is. I don't know what else I could say, but that's exactly what's happening right now. We're still having more people on the top. Yeah. One person actually in Twitter just put it in his quote that my team of Microsoft is been 15 years, and yet they're just pleasing themselves that they're gonna be fleeing from this, that they're gonna be gone. Saying that's all, folks. Wow. Just wow. Here's this person. Johnny Depp after speaking his favorite icon or trivial choice at Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles. Accepting. They're even putting Johnny Depp in this? My goodness. Wow. This is bizarre what I'm witnessing. Let me see if there's another article I can find for people to just witness right now. Okay, let me open it up. Job cuts in tech spread at Microsoft, of course. So, as Microsoft cut 10,000 workers, almost 5%, other techs have scaled back their impact, of course. And then regular schedule Wednesday that the layoffs are response to condition of changing its customer priorities, which they're gonna have to make some changes, of course. And so far, after the pandemic, they're responding in the boom in demand, of course. But the biggest part is hiring, said. So they're gonna maybe focus on hiring. Who knows how that's gonna work? But as of right now, like I'm not looking at through this, there will be quite a lot of empty spaces for Microsoft, including knowing the CEO is emailing employees, notifying them. And I think this has to do because as I'm reading this, it's mostly is going with the whole Activision and Blizzard situation, and that's why they can't pay all their employees because they need most of the money to save this deal. So they're making a sacrifice to make this thing work. Wow. That's not... I'm processing this in my head because this is quite scary. I think this is now talking about more of how the Xbox owned, but this all this is just talking about all the Microsofts have been doing. Wow, just shocks me. I know I've been in this Halo industry for quite some time. I want to share my own story of how Halo Infinite was trying its best, and yet the situation went, and how their employees handled it wasn't successful, in my opinion. Even though they did a lot of cool content and I admired it, now with the layoffs, it's just, you don't know what is expected anymore for this game. At this point, Halo might die. Halo might not have a future. There's just bad debates going on right now with people's opinions. And a lot of gamers are quite upset knowing that, or in shocked as I am, that this is going on. But I can tell you my story. I grew up with Halo and seeing how it went up to bait thanks to Bungie. And ever since Bungie gave it away to 343, they've been going downhill with the franchise. And this could not even make it to the top. I liked what they did with the ideas, but they just couldn't do it like Bungie did. I think right now Bungie is the official winner of Halo because they at least know what they were doing. They had a story, they had an arc, they knew exactly what to come up with, and knew what to do with the franchise. These guys, they didn't know what to do, and they keep shifting to try to find good positions, including hiring back some Bungie people. And this was the biggest mistake, by not having Bungie, some of the Bungie who wanted to continue to stay and make work in Halo, to be in that department. They could have at least made the game 10 times better than what it originally was. Because there's half of Bungie that still wanted to make Halo. And look, now that the layoffs happened, 343 is now losing more of its employees to get any type of progress done. They officially had to cancel now most of the DLCs for campaign, so that's not good news. That's really bad news to hear. And just knowing that the struggles are now going to happen in their industry. I think I heard from some YouTubers that most of the so-called company now might turn into a publisher, and that they'll have to get somebody else to work on the Halo franchise and give it. In other words, they'll have to start only be a publisher now and no longer could be a team to work on it by themselves. That's what's going to end up happening. That's what I heard from another YouTuber, that something that just doesn't look good, and they're gonna have to change it to another person who can handle the job and able to do some kind of a work balance for it. This is really like a devastating to us that this is like happening right now. I mean, anyone from a mile away would have saw this coming. For me, it's like I'm really in a shock position. Now, of course, there's still a lot of debates going on, a lot of situations that are quite shocking, but the one I'm just recently like in shock is the way that Microsoft just instantaneously just let go most of its employees in the department. And I know maybe they sacrificed for Bungie, for Activision and Blizzard. They wanted the they wanted the company so badly to go up, and this is what it feels like now. This is exactly what it feels like to have this. Most of the ones on Twitter have been reporting about the cuts, including now that Microsoft's really in a bad shape. Yeah, it's not in a good position. So I can continue in. So there's also been cuts in the tech. We know that for sure, including the studios, so Bethesda as well. And now the policies and the benefits. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, goodness. Meta laid off 11,000, Amazon laid off 18,000, and you see I can pull it up right now so anyone could see this. But look right here, let me highlight it. Right now we're looking at the layoffs between not just Microsoft but the studios themselves. The Verge had the calculated count for the layoffs, and you could see how much they laid off from the last year and now this year with Microsoft counted. So they're now debating on the situation in hands of how extremely impactful this thing is now becoming. As of myself, I'm just stunned about this. It really puts me on a kind of a questioning breaking point, or rather if Halo will ever get finished, or they're gonna just have to sell it to another company, because at this point it's not looking good for the Microsoft industry the way it's turning out right now. And this is all maybe because they're sacrificing, or they just don't have money to pay their most of their employees no more, so they have to let go of most of them. They ran out. So 10,000 out of that number got let go. Damn. It's like most of that is heartbreaking. I feel mostly sorry for the ones that had a life in there and they're making money and they're just to be let go. It's really sad. So what are we looking for in the plans for the future is in doubt for most opinions, but things are taking a bad turn right now. So hiring freeze probably happening, along with most of the employees not struggling right now because they're not able to function really well now with that much people. And my goodness, this is, yeah, it's right now a spell for disaster in the Master Chief franchise with Halo. And this, I think the winter update is probably the only one they just got something done, but rather than that, my goodness, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I'm shocked, I really am. If I can continue finding any other stories, because this has been like a very scary moment in history. It's not that scary, but we know that the whole situation over there is taking a rough hit. I still am debating on what Pacific goal out of this they want to get, because I still want to find out. And if it is gotta be related to the purchase with Activision and Blizzard, then it could answer most of the issues why all this laid off happened from 10,000 at least. But we don't know that. All we know that this just really impacted a lot. As everyone continues talking about it, they still want people to stay positive and know it's gonna be. Everyone has to just get through this layoff. It is a difficult time, and we know that Microsoft may be in a bad position, but there's still chances that they still have hope that they can maybe hire back if they have more money in the future, depending on how the situation's going. It really does suck that it had to be this way, but that's basically the situation that's going on. As everyone continues to talk about, yeah, if you were probably wondering where I'm getting my quotes at while I'm speaking, Twitter has it just filled up with trending of all these people talking about the laid off. Most of them are saying it's because they want to acquire Activision Blizzard. So this really like shocks me to know that this is happening right now. I think my thing is done, so I can just at least do something here, because I'm getting really like out of it right now. I think that's it, because everyone's been going down. There is this funny picture I wanted to show. Let me go ahead and put it up. That's what they're trying to do right now. Which I'm not a fan of it either. Because again, they really want that Activision thing so badly. But we know that, you know, still hasn't not been really success. Though we can't always just get that much clear, and we know that there's still gonna be a lot of debate going on afterwards. Yeah, I'm just completely in disbelief so far. Let me go back to the top of this damn thing. See if I can find any latest. No, not any latest that much. Some are in different languages in this Twitter thing. Employees. I try to keep it private because there's still a lot of like comments that are inappropriate. That's why I only show the recent one that are happening right now. But in terms of the multiplayer, there's not going to be any progress so far that much when it comes to Halo Infinite. That's all for sure. After this, it's gonna go probably down the toilet so far. And all that DLCs that you're expecting, don't expect it anytime soon. This just made things a lot worse than it already is. I hope that again there's still gonna be open positions once they got their situation under control, because as of right now, Halo's doing bad. Their industry and the team doesn't know how to function correctly, and is unsuccessful on they're trying to handle the situation with the purchase of Activision Blizzard, and they're struggling in court with FTC. It's still a bad road for Microsoft so far. It still like puts me in this rough state to know that this is going through. I'm just like in a complete disbelief. Let me go ahead and show one more thing before I close this up, because I know there's still a lot of situations going on Bethesda as well, but that's all I know so far. Let me go ahead and open this. So Microsoft's job cut includes Bethesda and 343, and they were announced the laid off, of course, and acts between each and individual of those two companies. In the course, they had to do the whole awakening of telling with emails indicating them. People are not surprised. They also suggest that half the count in the player place are dwindled. Oh my goodness. And then they're gonna cut back on the Halo Infinite campaign, which means the team as well. So that's going to make it more harder for them to make completion out of their progress. Because they can't work for free. They can't do that. They won't have anything to pay for. They have to at least get paid to do their job. So far, because this thing is now talk about how after they're laid off and they're still trying to make a deal with the purchase. This has really stung me in a way that we don't know what's going to be the future for this franchise of Halo, or the current thing that's going to happen with Microsoft if they can get a good start, because at the beginning of the year they're having such a bad one. And I don't blame what they want to do. Again, this is all what's happening in their industry. All I know is whatever that just because this is just now that they just only put out so far, but on their road path right now, there's still so much things happening. They're awakening. Even some people posted stuff. Let me see if there's any latest ones. To everyone at 343 and those who left, thank you for your talent and declaration to Halo Infinite. Thank you for an amazing ride and reminding many fans why Halo is special. Debate is shortcoming and financially one of the best Halo titles. 343 Industries. I appreciate that. Condolences for this dude who knows that it's just heartbreaking. And one in Spanish. Three for three, another news. Curious. Looking at this. Let me see if I can go to this too, because I'm just like losing my mind right now. Earlier, yeah, this is another announcement. Microsoft CEO. And now of course, I think this is just recently. towards the finish line and leaving the studios to rejoin the Xbox publishing. So some are even being shifted as we speak. They're not being with the Halo Infinite team. They're leaving the studio for the Xbox publishing. Darn. So we're knowing that the openings and the shifting, there's still a lot of situations gonna end up happening. Difficult decisions, they are. But what matters is for us as gamers that we still will be able to play the good games. We'll still be able to play Halo Infinite, but anything that you're expecting new, don't bother right now. You're only maybe expecting whatever leftovers they have, if there is leftovers. But as of the current state and the fact that the team is now dwindled, we can't expect a lot from them. If there is a new team that can able to work with Halo, they probably should start looking at this point. That's in my opinion. They should start finding a new one and call themselves a publisher instead. So that way, this Halo can find a team better to able to make better progress. This is just not in a good state. After they confirmed layoffs, of course, most of the difficult decisions will have their full supports of these transactions, and they're probably, hopefully, they can get benefits at this. Damn. That's mostly what I'm witnessing so far. So again, I really been grew up with a lot of these games, including Halo was one of them that I grew up with in my childhood, and to see it like this it's devastating. Devastating for me, it's devastating for those who wanted so much for Halo Infinite, and to see it like this just go downhill. I don't know anymore. Again, thank you so much for having your time to listen to this video of my live stream, live talking discussion. I wasn't able to play a game while I was doing this because, again, I don't have time because I have other edits I have to do. So I was able to just chat and just talked about the news of what's happening in the current situation with Microsoft's layoff and hitting 343 Industries as well. That our future is unknown with Halo, and as at this point it's in a bad start and we don't know what else is gonna go on. Oh my gosh, here we go again. Copyright. Damn, that music just plays automatically and I can't even stop that. Hope I don't get copyright of this. That probably will. Again, I still hope that there's still a lot of debate that could help us, make us a little understand behind the scenes of what caused this, because I'm still curious. Because I know that we're seeing stories of the recent events that we just witnessed, but if they can come clear of why they did this in the first place, we can actually be a little bit more understandable what made Microsoft make this decision. Now, maybe we can look more in the articles to see if we can find them there, and you can probably comment when this video ends. But that's what's happening right now, so that's all I can say. Again, thank you again so much. I will see if I can get more content going. This is gonna be a rough week for me because I'm all over the place still. So if I'm not making that much live plays to any other videos, then that means I'm very, very busy. And I'll probably catch me on Twitch, probably doing something else, which I'll be able to communicate to anybody. No, I won't surprise anybody by showing what I'm actually going to be doing on Twitch, but at least I'll show exactly what behind the scenes what I'm creating. Now, I'm not gonna technically show exactly what I'm painting on a spoiler. I don't like really talking about it, but at least I'll be showing exactly what I'll be doing while I'm doing some sort of artwork. So again, that's all I have to say, and this is really a bizarre turn up point and sad for the Halo community as well, because now their whole future of this game is could be dead. I mean, we don't know the current situation, but if we can find answers, there hopefully they can make an announcement of what caused this, what was the reason to, and that's about much. This is Jimmy Pablo on Jimmy Pablo 425, and we'll see you on another live to any other content I create on this channel. This is again, I'm really sad, and knowing that this is gonna be hurtful for a lot of Halo fans and most of the gaming industries who love Halo, but that's how life is, and sometimes things like this happen. That's all, and bye bye.